Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at modern women shocked by men's honesty. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course.
Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
He's just like a man.
You just seem very misogynistic, realistically.
What is misogyny? Why are you using words that you don't even know the definition of?
No, that's not what I meant.
I think you are misogynistic, though.
But what does misogynistic mean, though? Like, just so I know what you're calling me.
Okay, so the reason I said it is just, again, based on the
From the start, I could already tell this girl was clueless about what she was talking about.
Excuse me, hi. I was wondering if you're looking for someone with 7 inches who can please you day and night, emotionally and physically?
No.
No? Oh, thank God. Let me introduce myself. I'm Vaughn.
She went from freaked out to falling in love with him. Now that was a great pickup line.
Men have about 17 times as much testosterone as women. When men lose their testosterone as they get older, they get the man. Think of the fat guy drinking beer at the bar who's just got the huge gut, right? Yeah. What's happened with that guy is his estrol levels have increased. His testosterone is now being aromatized into estrogen, and he has more estrogen than a pregnant woman at this point. That man's libido goes down. Got it? You with me? Now, when women take anabolic steroids, meaning their testosterone levels go up, their drive goes up. Think about the you've ever been in your entire life. Multiply that by 17. That's a man on a Tuesday. That's what it's like for us every day. I was teaching my clients yesterday, and I was like, if one of you guys, to save your life, had to 17 women right now to save your life, you would do it, leave, and afterwards wouldn't think about it the next day. If a woman had to 17 dudes to save her life, it would be traumatic for the rest of her. It would be incredibly traumatic because our psychology is different.
That's what I've been talking about my entire life. Men's drive is through the roof every single day compared to women's.
Here's another huge female privilege that no one talks about. Ladies, I'm sure you had a good cry recently. Life overwhelmed you for a minute and you had some emotion that you just needed to release. When it was over, you felt great. You took a deep breath and moved on. Well, men have their own version of this. You see, men don't need a good cry. They need a good angry blow up. Women have wondered for the longest time why men bottle up their emotions or let anger get the best of them. But this is actually no different from women crying. You express your bottled up emotions with tears. We express ours by yelling at the world for a minute or two. Last I checked, both anger and sadness are very normal human emotions. But for some reason, this very normal and natural expression of anger by men has been labeled as toxic, while your crying has been labeled as healthy expression of emotion. Any man will tell you that getting pissed and blowing off some steam is euphorically beneficial for their mental health. But they fear doing this in front of you, ladies, because they know you won't understand. And it's the disallowing of men to blow off this minor anger that leads to truly dangerous angry men.
Anger is a normal emotion, and men tend to have more of it. People gotta let off some steam once in a while.
Like the guy's second. The job, the career, the success is first. I've noticed that generation that has taught their daughters to be that, this is the first generation that's dealing with all this. Because every time I look up, every person that taught their daughter to be a strong woman is married. Yet every one of those kids that they told to be strong isn't. So it's just been an outcome that, yeah, they're trying to protect you, but they also shield you from that guy. The standards that we've set for what women are even looking for in a man to get the opportunity to take care of you. Shit ain't even a win for him. It's not even a win. He's literally walking into a situation where I gotta caretake, I gotta protect, I gotta provide, I gotta do all this stuff.
Career-wise, I'm trying to set myself up to be on that path.
Yeah, but literally that's what I'm saying. Career has nothing to do with the fam.
It really does seem like men are held to very high standards, and this guy has the answer to why that's happening.
Excuse me. Hey, just wanted to come over and tell you that I got a phone call from you this morning.
What?
I said I got a phone call from you this morning. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She called me and she said that she took my soul. She snatched my soul. Where you going? I need to reclaim my soul, you know what I'm saying? She said she called me. She said, hey, I got your soul. I said, you got my soul? Who the f? She said, yeah, you know who took that. You come get it back in blood. So I'm here to reclaim my How are we gonna do this?
You trying to say I'm on my period?
What? No. I'm not trying to say anything. All I'm saying is that I need to reclaim my soul because you're stole from me. What do you mean? So what is your calling me for at 6 in the morning? Where are you walking to, man?
I'm going to Ross.
You going to Ross, so you're not gonna sit here and talk to me?
No.
Oh, you a bougie little light-skinned girl, huh?
No, I'm not.
What's your name? What's your name? Des. Oh, that's you're beautiful. I'm just
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like the thunderbolt on your eyes, man.
Yeah, they call me Star.
You mind if I get your number?
Sure.
Oh, you said sure. Wow. That was quick for someone who was just in a rush. She was just, you know, you look like you was just trying to start a couple seconds.
Why is it that these absurdly out-of-hand rap lyrics work better than simply talking to a girl?
But guess what? Since women are so promiscuous nowadays, that still means that they have standards. They're not just going to sleep with anyone. All the power goes to the top tier men. Because now all women have the same set of standards. Over 6 foot, a height preference, a race preference, and an income preference, a man of status, a charisma preference too. You want your man to be charismatic and make you feel the vibes. Only 20% of the population makes $100,000 a year. Only 15% of the population is 6 foot or above. So the stats is very low for the guys that you want. So what it does is that when a man works on himself and becomes a valuable man, he has so many options in a dating pool. So why be monogamous? I can sleep with all these girls and just enact in my natural proclivity ways. So all those men, they have all the power in the dating market, because guess what? All of you ladies want those men. But that's why most women say that, oh, all men are crap. No, just those that you want, they have options and you ain't the first option.
Basically, he's trying to explain how unfair it is for some men in this world, and he's speaking straight facts.
What's your ideal age in a dude?
I would say probably like 18 and just 18.
And what race do you prefer them to be?
All of them.
Is that the true answer?
No, it is.
Okay,
That's
no, that's fine. You make the rules.
The more people, the more probability I have.
I like that. Okay, and your ideal height?
6'1".
6'1", no shorter than that.
No shorter, no taller, just 6'1".
And minimum income that he makes in a year?
$300,000.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure, yeah, totally. Where the probability of you finding true love is 0%.
And that's what you
At first, it seemed like she had a good chance of finding love with her standards, but then she got a bit too greedy with it.
Will you take your husband's last name?
I'm not sure.
What? You want him to feel like the hero in your life, and you won't even take. You're not proud to take your man's last name?
I haven't met a man who is worthy of me taking his name.
He would be your husband. This would be the guy who you will marry.
I don't know. It depends what his last name is. If it's like
really
weird.
Holy smokes! Why would a high-value man want to marry a woman who won't even take his last name?
I mean, it's up to her if she wants to keep her last name, but at least she should have a good reason for that decision.
Excuse me. How you doing? Hi, my name's McQueen. I just came over because I thought you're very beautiful. I just wanted to let you know that I've escaped the Matrix, and now that I've done so, I'm looking for a woman to spread my seed with, because life without babies is asinine. How do you feel about that?
Are you okay?
What do you mean, am I okay? I think what you're just shocked about is that most are too come up to you and tell you exactly what they want. And me, as a man, because I am competent and capable, I've walked up to you and told you exactly what I want. I want to spread my seed, because you, my friend, have a nice And like I said, I've escaped the Matrix. And in doing so, that makes me a very, very competent and capable man. Top G, the tops of all toppest G. Any G that you can think of, I'm on top of that. What is your response to all this? Because I'm doing a lot of talking, so I need you to tell me what's on your mind, girl.
Maybe you can take me on a date, and then we can talk.
And then I can spread my seed with you, and then we can, you know what I'm saying, have powerful babies, and then take over and conquer the world, right? Because this whole thing is all about conquest with me, you know? I don't like to play the same game that these little peons be playing. Life is all about conquest with me. But, yeah, I mean, you said I could take you on a date?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need your number.
Whew, okay.
This turned from pure confusion to her falling head over heels for him. Maybe we all gotta try these movie pickup lines.
Let me make something very clear here. A woman is a spitting mirror image of her man's masculinity. The way a woman speaks about her man when he's not present says a lot about the man. I don't have to say a word to him, know who he is. Just off of the way that you speak about him, I can tell you don't respect him. Done. So he's up something significantly.
Yes, he is very correct. The way she speaks on her man when he's not around determines her true love for him.
I feel really bad for modern women in the dating world. You've been damaged by men from your past, and now you're so damaged that you can't recognize a good man when he's right there in front of you. Here's the issue. You've dated weak men with no backbone who bore you to death. Weak men with no emotional control who just snap at you violently and disrespect you. Or boys who don't give and just ignore you instead of arguing, and then come back when you start chasing again. Then you have the truly good men, the ones that never snap at you and actually want to talk things out. Men with a backbone who don't punish you for bad behavior, but actually try to guide you away from it constructively and patiently. But what calculation happens in your head? He's confronting me? This is like that violent ex. But wait, he's being calm and patient? This is like that nice guy, so I'll just argue back. Wait, why is he saying we'll talk about this later after I calm down? Is he just going to ignore me like that toxic You see how this guy falls victim to your prior experiences and never gets his own fair image? Start recognizing the good men you come across and listen to them. They're emotionally intelligent, not emotional, and they're everything you've ever wanted. So start rewarding them.
It's all about perspective. Women must educate themselves and learn how to recognize true values in a man.
Female basketball players should make as much as the men. You simply don't understand economics. They're not as good as the men. Yeah, just don't understand business. WNBA loses money every year, and it's completely subsidized by the men. It was Draymond Green who called out Lisa Leslie. It basically said, hey, listen, we support you more than anyone. You can complain to whoever you want. Don't complain to the NBA. You exist because of the NBA, and NBA players are at front row seats of WNBA games all the time because ball is ball. It's a function of supply and demand. So there's certain things that women can do better than men and certain things that men can do better than women. The fact that we're even having that discussion shows that we're not sitting in reality. I'm not uneducated when it comes to the WNBA. I just know it's not as good. Cynthia Hoover could kick the out of you and me, but she can't kick LeBron. That's the difference. And so because of that, we get to choose, do we want to see a better form of basketball or a lesser form of basketball? Tickets to the NBA games are still more expensive than tickets to college basketball games because that skill set is unique.
Like mostly men watch the WNBA or buy tickets to the WNBA. So like you said, it's not really a male versus female thing. It's like supply and demand.
I think Lamar Jackson just got a $50 million a year contract. He doesn't get that contract because of some unegalitarian nature that a patriarchy created to just pay men more. That dude's insanely fast and he's insanely talented. The point is, you don't get that money because you're a man. You get that money because you're scarce.
Which is more popular? There's the answer.
So she out here on TikTok coming for guys that's below 6 inches. Something they can't control, man. Guys can't control that. I mean, there's surgery, but who wants to do that? That could go wrong and people probably will not work no more. That's the thing I realize with a lot of girls, especially girls on TikTok. They be coming for things that guys can't change. You know what I'm saying? Like size, height. We can't change that. We was born this way. We was born this way, man. As soon as a guy says, oh man, I don't like fat girls. Oh my God, you hate women? You don't like fat women? Oh my God, you're a misogynist. Wow. Bitch, shut up. Being fat, you can change that by eating better and going in the gym, so there's no excuse. But my height, I can't change that. So what gives you the right to attack me about something I can't change? But you'll get mad when I say you fat.
Bro had enough. It's so obvious that you can't go against nature, but still, here we are with these double standards.
That's how men communicate with each other. Hey man, you want to go out to the restaurant? Yeah, what time? 7:30? Okay, I'll see you there. That's how men communicate with each other. Here's how women communicate with each other. Hey, what are you doing tonight? I don't know, my hair is all up. Well, what do you want to do later? I'm not sure. The conversation goes everywhere. This type of conversation is very natural and normal for them. When I say men and women, a better description would honestly be masculine energy and feminine energy. Because there's a lot of women who can have masculine energy and a lot of men who can have feminine energy. Feminine energy is very flowy. Masculine energy is very directed. When you go and you're talking to girls, and you want a vibe or chemistry with the girl. When a girl's like, we have a vibe or we have chemistry, what she's really saying is when I talk with him, it feels like this, and it feels natural and normal. And so being able to do both of these things, I think is really important for a guy.
My man is giving a psychology lesson on how you can more easily communicate with women in their own style.
When women have a new boyfriend and they don't show the boyfriend immediately, they'll show like hands together, or they'll show like their feet on the beach or like that. Because women know that they will lose market share on their advertising if they show a guy and suddenly that promise, that fantasy of availability goes away. The reason why women get upset about that is because they're still advertising from within a relationship where the guy has stopped, but the woman has not stopped advertising.
Absolute red flag. Couples should be happy to show each other off, not embarrassed about what others think.
Should men pay child support?
Child support is a necessity when it comes to that. Just goes to show that, you know, men are taking care of their responsibilities, even though they're not with their baby mama.
What's one bad thing about the child support?
The bitterness that comes out of it. It's crazy because a lot of people really, like, when they can't control you, they like, oh, I'm gonna use your baby for, like, you know, a token. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen my friends and stuff go through that.
I feel like in all these discussions, we forget about the kid itself and that it deserves an amazing life, no matter how the parents behave.
I hear women say this all the time. I know a lot of you sisters be like, chivalry is dead. Don't you? Don't y'all feel that way? Like men aren't gentlemen anymore? That's right. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it. There's a fundamental difference in the way we're going to see things. We're not going to see eye to eye on this issue. We're just not. Our tests in life are different. A woman's test in life is material. A man's test in life is a woman. Now, by test, I mean that those are the things that we desire. Men have nice cars. Not because they like nice cars, because they know women like nice cars. That's how it goes. Because men are hunters, and the car is the bait. And the woman comes and says, ooh, nice Porsche. Gotcha. That's how it is. That's true. Come on, man. You go to a woman's house, her house be comfortable as shit. Women love comfortable surroundings, so men get comfortable surroundings. Let me tell you something. If a man could in a cardboard box, he wouldn't buy a house. But that's still not where chivalry got killed. Chivalry got killed by the feminist movement on the magazines that got women going crazy, because women got too much advice about men from other women. And they don't know what they're talking about.
As the world changes, so will our values, but this guy could be onto something about how women ruin chivalry.
Women's long jump gets so much coverage and so many views because of the cheeks. Let's be honest, because the cheeks popping out, people like to see that. So if the WNBA kind of did the same thing, I feel like they would lose all integrity, but they will also probably get more views. I think it's good to uphold the integrity, but they should also expect that they won't get as much viewership and as much coverage, because people just like to watch the NBA more because they just have more raw physical talent. It is what it is, man.
I mean, bro does have a point here. I'd be interested to see how much more popular the WNBA would be if girls dressed differently.
So I was talking to a male friend of mine the other day, and he told me that women don't apologize and women can't be held accountable. And I began to really think deeply about this idea. And one of the things that came across my mind is, in the last 9 months or so of me being in my private practice, I have myself experienced many women, whether they came in as a couple or they came by themselves, they very abruptly discontinued their therapy. And I started to reflect and really think, what was going on here? And I noticed that after I had to confront them about something, I had to bring to their attention something they were doing that wasn't contributing to the health of the relationship, they became very defensive and very, just very harsh, and they stopped coming. And even though the husband would continue to come, he made it very clear that, yeah, she won't apologize. She thinks you're wrong. She thinks you're taking my side. And I began to really reflect, like, oh my gosh, is it true that women don't apologize? Is it that women struggle with being held accountable? I'd love your thoughts on this. Me personally, I think it has to do with a person's level of emotional maturity. What do you think?
Being held accountable for your actions is something that everyone has to face, but some people just can't face it.
Okay, 90% of the time when girls go to the club is to get attention and validation from men. It's not even really for
attention and validation, but not sex. That's not true.
I don't agree with that. Interesting how all the men agree with him, but the women all got defensive about it.
When you give someone something for free the first time, it creates appreciation. When you give someone something for free the second time, it creates anticipation. When you give someone something for free the third time, it creates expectation. Fourth time, it creates entitlement. The fifth time, it creates dependency. And you don't give it to them by the sixth time, it creates hatred and resentment. And internally, they feel depressed and have anxiety. So let me tell you ladies something. Guess where all women are? Because women get attention for free from men. So women are in the entitlement field. That's why all women think that they're 8, 9s, and 10s, because they have this self-entitlement because in your DMs giving you a bunch of attention.
Don't miss. Right on target. Today's girls don't understand that there's no such thing as a free lunch. Everything has to be earned.
That men are measured on what they create, their income they have, and their status. Women are measured on their beauty. You guys live here in Miami. How many dumb do you know that get invited to celebrity parties and or dating guys that are way above them socioeconomically, status-wise? There's a bunch. You could be a girl, 21 years old, no accomplishments, get invited to a party with Future and Gunna and everything. He was there, whereas as a man, you have to become a somebody to get invited to these parties. Men and women are not the same, and a woman's value is not based on how much money she earns and her success. If she does, it's fantastic. Good for her. But it does not make her to men, especially a man that makes a lot of money.
To further prove his point, just look around. All these female models getting famous for their bodies, and men are just seeing further accolades.
Mansplaining is something that should be normalized and celebrated. And I'm going to tell you why. When men explain things to other men, we fully explain both the problem and the solution in one go. And if the man on the other side already understands the problem, he will bluntly look you in the eye and go, let's just skip ahead, I already know this. Knowing that the explainer will appreciate the efficiency and urgency to solve the problem. We know that the explainer isn't patronizing or belittling us. He's simply laying out the pieces to solve the logical puzzle. And he's doing it because he cares. But how do women perceive this? Women are feelers. So they feel like they're being talked down to and just take immediate offense. They also famously never want to hear solutions. They would rather discuss their current feelings than eliminate the problem causing them to feel that way. So men are trying to help women solve problems quickly out of love and care. And rather than being appreciated and thanked for those actions, they're being rewarded with labels of mansplaining and toxic masculinity.
A man shouldn't have to use his sweat and tears to get a point across. Listening to your partner is crucial in a happy relationship.
And the thing is, listen to what I'm about to say. Listen to what I'm about to say, because it may sound harsh this way, but listen to what I'm about to say. You got a daughter?
I do.
You got a son?
Yes.
Now imagine the son you raise, you love.
Mm-hmm.
You groom him to be a high-value, productive, competitive, successful man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Would you want him getting with a woman that treats him like you treat men?
I don't know.
The defensive laugh always tells the truth. See, these ladies have no problem messing with somebody else's sons. But say to do it to their boy, then they will want to kill you. French toast out of here.
Did she forget the golden rule? Treat others the way you want to be treated. This is just so selfish of her.
I told someone the other day, if you want a friend, get a dog. Faithful. Women need to study dogs. When one guy said to me, women are such dogs, I'm like, no, they're not. Dogs are faithful. Women are cats. Aloof, come around when they want something, act with no rhyme or reason, snuggle up to you, are warm, act like they love you, they enjoy the treats, and then they go sleep somewhere else. Gentlemen, the chink in your armor, your Achilles heel, was sharing your feelings with her. Cry in front of her once, and she'll be banging her boss by the end of next week. You got feelings? Share them with a brother. Share them with a friend. Share them with me. Critics of this particular way of thinking will say, well, you're walking on eggshells. You're teaching men to walk on eggshells and not to be vulnerable. How'd that vulnerability work out for most of you?
Low-key, this dude is making a valid point here. Maybe not for all women, but a lot of them seem to show more cat-like characteristics.
Y'all, I am in shock. I am in disbelief. Tell me why. This man gonna give me the biggest reality check. This man gonna invite me out, right? And I couldn't go. And usually, when I be telling him no, he be getting a little bit in his feelings. And I would expect nothing less if you actually get, you feel me? Anyway, that's just my opinion. But, so I had to tell him no. So I text him back, talk about, oh, I can't. I know you finna be upset or whatever. He responds and says, nah, it ain't that deep. Since when? Since when ain't it that deep? And so I'm like, quit playing with me. You know you be getting mad when I be telling you no.
So far, this woman has been shocked by this man's honesty, but she says something very interesting when she mentions that she respects him for it. It's just a reminder that men who simp and chase after women are gonna be treated as disposable, whereas a man who steps back, knows his value, and has options is seen differently.
He gonna say, we ain't reached a point where you're worth getting that mad for.
Rejected.
I mean, you're right, but goddamn, like, goddamn. And when I tell you, I stared at that text for minutes. My jaw on the floor. He politely told me, baby girl, you are not that important. He said, you are not worth me stressing over.
I could be, but I'm getting the vibe that he's playing ball and trying to recruit her off the bench, and she's just not one to play ball. At the end of the day, it's her loss, especially if he's a high-value man. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. You guys have made it to the end. Like and subscribe to prove you're an alpha. And remember, according to YouTube, the best way to help the channel in the algorithm is to watch another one of my videos right after this video. So if you like this video, you should watch another one. Till next time.